Theme song.
Hello and welcome to Advanced Ethnic Cleansing.
Can you turn the big knob behind you to the left, please?
Big knob.
Yeah.
Big knob. Okay, clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise. All the way, just all the way. Hard. Yep. Beauty. Thank you. I was just coming out the speakers behind my monitor.
Who's letting kids wage war? Or maybe that's how we should do it.
See, now, I
All the
actually
kids
have
should just
a
do war.
question. Well, not a question. It's more of a story. It's
This
actually
flight
a story.
attendant's going to tell us about it.
It's a story. It's 100% a story.
Adolf. It's short for a dolphin.
No, wait. Where's the dash?
It's short for Alan Dolphin.
Oops. Adolf. You know, Adolf's funnier. Yo, Adolf. You know how it's hanging. So I got introduced to this game by one of my best friends at the time, father. Not that he was his father at the time, he was my best friend at the time.
Oh, okay, so it was one of your best friends at the time's dad.
Yes.
Not one of your best friends at the time, comma, a guy named father.
Yeah.
Which is what that sounded like the way you said it.
That's why I cleared that up. Yeah, so he was in the army,
Okay.
and I knew them for
Was he an Orange Star or
years.
Green Earth?
And I'm not sure. He traveled a lot.
Okay.
He was a I think a high-ranking officer in something or other. I don't know. But anyway, he was a lovely man, and
The things he's done.
they played this together, and I just wonder if, to his mind, was he like, in the future, this is how war will be waged, by children tapping on screens.
He's seen it.
Yeah.
He's seen it.
No,
Every
I
now
am
and then
not
you
doing
playing
that.
against me, he'll chuckle and go, just like the Viet Cong.
No, I don't. I do not want to do field training. Oh, I have to. You bastards.
Yeah, well, your dumbass has to learn how shit works.
play the game.
Yeah, but I don't. So, like, now I gotta watch you learn, and that way I'll learn. Or just, I don't know, mentally undress the fucking flight attendant teaching us about murder.
Alright, so the Blue Moon CO Olaf suddenly ordered an invasion of Orange Star. So the Alara region is now held by Blue Moon forces.
You can't trust people called Olaf.
Candidate Adolf.
Olaf and Adolf is gonna get confusing. We should just fuse them into one glorious culture, the Olfdolf. Some people would like war if it looked like this. And not, you know, a roasted baby.
Oh, dude.
Which enemy, like, which army gets, like, rape as a weapon of war as a bonus?
That would be,
Olfdolfs?
Olfdolfs. I don't know, man.
I mean, it should, like, I know why, but, like, again, it's just that little thing of planned fucking, you know, fucking Viking assassin. It's like doing, like, actual raids and stuff, and it's just like, there's a point at which you're, like, kind of, like, cleaning this up to the point of ridiculousness, you know?
And turn.
It was barely even a thing. It probably didn't even have its own name, because it was just like, that was just what women were for.
Well, they were just objects.
It's like, because I watched fucking, whatever that thing is, Streetcar Named Desire, which I feel should be remade as Your Uber Driver is Horny.
I feel we need to talk less about rape, please.
Well, now I'm talking about Streetcar. I mean,
Hasn't that got rape in it, though?
Huh?
Hasn't it got rape in it, though?
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing, is it does, but, like, in such a weird way, you know? Because, like, thematically the movie's kind of, you know, well, the play has a few more sort of, like, you know...
You see why I don't like the new one? I like this style. I just want that style cleaned up a bit.
Okay. Maybe
I don't
it'll
like
be an
how the
option.
new one's 3D, yeah.
These kids and their fucking...
I know, they're third dimensions.
Fucking polygons.
What's wrong with
you
two
know?
dimensions?
Look, that's all we need. That little guy's standing on a mountain. He seems fine.
Wait, what? Oh. Fire! So this game was fucking rad, man.
Why do you keep trying to seduce me to homosexuality with these strategy games?
What?
Because I've already been seduced to furry bisexuality by fighting games, so...
What's wrong with these sorts of games?
I just don't... Personally, I don't care for strategy games.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know, it's just like, we've, you know... This, and then there was like that stretch of like fucking Risk that we played, and then Battleship. There's just been a weird cluster of them lately.
The reason we
like-
were playing those is because they were board games.
I mean, this looks kind of like a board game, you know? Like, this could be a board game.
Oh, look, fuck you, Nell. I'll do what I want. This is Nell. This is Nell from Around the Twist in her early days. It makes so much sense. She saw the horrors of war.
Yeah.
So it scarred her.
Funnily enough, this was only like 1 year before Round the Twist is set, so like, it scarred her pretty fucking good. I mean, that shit'll age you, man. Like, you know, for those of you listening at home who enjoy Gabe's challenging film recommendations, speaking of which, somebody actually watched Bad Boy Bubby, based on me sort of making a joke about it.
That's a bad idea.
That's so good. I love the idea. I hope they were like 14 as well and just not really mentally or physically prepared for that.
Man, no one's of any age, I think, is
yeah. I mean, it's
mentally or physically.
It is like I said, you know, there are people, you know, there are things that you do because you enjoy them and they are a good way to pass time, and then when you do them a lot, you sort of become an enthusiast and you start to like seek out different varieties. And then when you get beyond that, you become a fucking weirdo and you need them to like just be strange to, you know,
be about that much closer
to even like register. And like that's, you know, it's fairly easy to get that way about fucking movies if you've been watching them since forever. And so, you know, if you liked Bad Boy Bubby, but you're like, you know what, this is just a little bit light and airy for my tastes, then I do highly recommend Come and See.
Come and See?
Yeah, it is. I don't think it might be Polish. It's one of those like sad Europe films about the war that is fucking harrowing. Like, it'll make Grave of the Fireflies look like an episode of Pokemon.
Ugh.
Yeah, it is. Like, it is a grim piece, but like, there's a great picture of like the kid, or you know, that's kind of not the star exactly, but like the focus of the film, and there's a point where he looks like, you know, fucking, he's been Benjamin Buttoned or something. He looks like a, you know, an 80-year-old dude in a kid's face. And I think because this was made in Eastern Europe, they actually did just traumatize a child until that happened.
Ugh. That's harrowing.
It's, I mean, again, it is a very, it's not just like, it's not like a Serbian film where it's just like, oh yeah, let's sort of do stuff for the sake of stuff. Like, it is a very well-made film, and I think, like, that's important when you're gonna do something really fucked up. Because it's just, conceptually fucked up things are easy, you know? The art is in expressing them in such a sophisticated way that you're gonna trick people into wanting to engage with it, you know? It's like when furry artists go to the trouble of drawing, like, you know, species-accurate penises. I mean, because without that, just... what the fuck are you doing?
Wasting your time, really.
Yeah. Like, you know, I can go outside and see human dicks.
Ah, you fool, I have the mountains!
Oh, okay, so that shit. Oh yeah, I looked it up on Little Mountains.
Yeah, so there's different defensive values. So the mountains
Is a good defensive
halve
position.
your movement. So
Okay.
they double the movement cost, but you also get more defense.
Yeah. Because, like, you get to just hide under the mountain
Yeah,
like a blanket.
like a dwarf.
Blanket made of dwarves.
Dwarf kit.
One of those weird autistic blankets that women seem to like so much.
What?
You know those weighted blankets?
No?
Oh, okay, well, there's weighted blankets that you buy when, you know, your kid's got like some kind of like not Asperger's because you can like they're just kind of annoying. Like that's the most that disability is going to come with you. Yeah, you just want to pin it down so it'll sleep for a night, or so you can get 5 minutes of peace. And I don't know, like I dated like 3 girls in a row that loved weighted blankets. And I'd never heard of them before that.
Yeah,
so I was just like,
heard of a
okay.
weighted blanket. Are they just heavy blankets?
Yeah, they're just like
what
a fucking.
The fuck?
Yeah, no. Again, it's to pin down a kid that you could no longer beat. Like, it's kind of like if you just added up a big pile of smacks and then just sewed them into like a fucking something soft so you weren't belting your kid. And then if it's just running about shouting. Like the little kid from fucking Babadook, like you could just pin that down with a weighted blanket and your life would be measurably better.
You'd probably pin the Babadook down.
I mean, probably.
Babadook. It took my penis. Oh, that's the...
The little kid in that just completely
Baba
blocked
Peen.
my capacity to enjoy that film. I might try rewatching it.
it.
I don't know, like, I really wanted to see the little kid explode. Or just have something horrible happen to him. So it's like,
You want to see the kid explode?
yeah, he's just a piece of shit. It's a little bit like, what's Pan's Labyrinth? Like, the little girl's not a nice character in any way, It's like, yeah, there's bad things happening to her. But it's like when the little fairies get, like, eaten because the fucking, eyeball hands guy is upset that, someone took all the food that he's not eating. It's not like the little girl was starving, Like, it's not like this was a character whose actions and behaviors were more sympathetic. She's just kind of like, she probably could have had a grape if she'd just gone home. But she was like, I want this grape. And then it's like, well, now fucking eyeball hands is eating a fairy.
Yay. Now I've got new units.
That's what the Babadook should have just come out of the cupboard and just like smacked the kid. Just gone, look, see lady, you just gotta, not all kids, but some of them you just gotta fucking belt upside the head.
So tanks can't go over mountains, obviously.
What if we put them on the backs of elephants?
Then definitely can.
What if we do elephant slug? Yeah, fuck you, building. Do you get atomics in this?
Atomics?
Yeah, like nukes. I'm guessing not, because this is like Nerf war.
Not this one.
Alright.
So...
When does the lady tell us to commit war crimes?
I think it was the last game that came out. They killed off the whole cast in an apocalyptic explosion.
Bold.
And yeah, it was set in like a post-apocalyptic setting.
Oh, okay.
It was interesting.
Sweet.
I guess it was apocalyptic setting because it was, it was happening, I guess.
Advanced Thunderdome.
It wasn't a very good game, in my opinion. A lot of the charm and characters were lost, and I feel like they didn't need to kill them all off.
You could just have the apocalypse happen and have the characters look like apocalypse characters.
Yeah.
Like, just from what I'm seeing here, it just doesn't strike me as the kind of series where massive character deaths is a thing. Like, I know this is war, but this is like fun Nintendo war.
Yeah, that's the point, is the COs, the commanding officers, don't die. Like, they're commanding all these infantry and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no hero units per se. Capture the enemies first,
Yeah.
because then you're denying them resources.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Yay.
I will die for you, Nell.
I won't.
Hell yeah, I'll shoot a kid.
Jesus. She's like, I don't need you to go to that death. No, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's fine, yeah. They're all Viet Cong. What are you talking about? Kong!
That one literally was coming towards you with a photo she painted.
Could have been anything.
It was a knife.
Could have been a photo gun.
Look at this photograph. Imagine fucking, is that his normal voice? You reckon he just goes, to mine a 10. Can I have a shovel, please? Honey, I need you to stop the voice. I can't. It's my identity now.
It turns out he's just got a tapeworm in his nutsack somehow.
Oh no. Fuck, he's just swimming around.
And it's as upset as anybody. It's not meant to be in there.
It's warm and hot. Doesn't like it. Sperm's floating around.
I know. He's just like, hey, you know, believe it or not, just eating nothing but cum wasn't exactly on my list of fucking, you know, things to do.
Get out me town.
Why do they look like American Civil War Union soldiers?
Because that's the style at the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I suppose they've just gone, yeah, fuck it, soldier. And then just sort of, you know, half borrowed a bunch of generic looks.
Yeah, baby, supply me up. Oh, shit.
Nice big cup of atrocity. It's the problem, though, is like all I've, like, you know, aside from my fucking narratology and film history book, I've just been reading, like, you know, Anything That Moves, which is about, like, America and Vietnam, which is horrifying. So all my elements of war talk are just like, oh yeah, like it's up here, where from a Nell's eye view, where everyone's just a fun little Pez candy unit of adorable faux war. It's just, yeah, it's all great. You know, you just gotta worry about stats up. Look, that's 5. You know, you just gotta worry about 10 versus 5. That's easy. 5 what? Villages, you know, with huts.
Yeah.
Can the people we're sending there to fight speak the language? Oh, hell no. And also, they are turbo racist.
Yeah.
And we're incentivizing them to just, you know, bring back as many kills as possible.
Fucked up, man.
You need to teach that guy to run further. One more square, champ. You know, do it for fucking... I'm gonna say
Do it
queen
for
or
Nell.
country. Is Nell the queen?
No, she's just a
Queen Nell.
commanding officer. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you that's cheating. Where'd you
Oh,
get...
shit.
Where the fuck did you get little wheelie houses? What the fuck's this? Fucking Nell's look at her face. So that's what I mean, like that's, you know. Oh, we've lost like 4 units. It's like, yeah, that translates to like 4,000 people.
Oh, man.
And they died of rotten jungle testicle.
Ah, come on. Alright, well, I need these.
Can you just shoot at the little guy there? I mean...
Yeah, but I want to see the guys with the bazookas. I need those to deal with the tanks.
Oh, right, okay.
So I kind of don't want them sitting here fighting the infantry.
Twing, twing, twing.
So I got to get them.
Get him.
Because I don't. But if I put it there, it's going to get shot by that. I'll just go on the tank. It's fine. So they, when a day passes.
Oh, can the tanks not get over the mountains? That's
No,
right,
no.
yeah.
So when a day passes, you get resupplies, and they. So you get 2 per city.
Okay.
I like how he just went like behind me. Good work, bud.
Orflorf is not a good war dude. He's only winning because he's got like little fucking metal houses with guns in them.
War Dude. Speaking of war dudes or war dads, we saw a gaggle of dads today.
Oh yeah, we seem to have stumbled upon Hurston's Running of the Dads.
Which is bizarre. Because you're just like, watch out, dads. And I'm like, what? And I turn to the right, and there's like 2 dads. And I'm like, okay. And to the left, there's another dad. And then behind us,
They're
there's
all
2
jogging.
more.
Like there was just it was a lot of weird dad joggers who like.
I didn't think they were together. Like,
No,
none of
yeah,
them
that's the
looked together.
fucking thing. Is it because I looked around and was like, is there a fun run occurring or some shit? And there wasn't. There's just seemingly an unrelated like 7 dad trample just occurring. It's like,
Watch out, dads.
Yeah, like, how did this happen? Why are there so many of you?
Big dads, small dads.
Yeah.
I'm calling all
Old dads,
dads.
bald dads.
You got dads, we got them.
Some kid in some house somewhere touched the heater.
Dads, assemble.
Calling in the dads.
Yeah, shoot the bazooka guys. That's a good idea.
A twing twing.
Oh shit, it was a good idea.
Yeah, it turns out making tanks fight guys is usually pretty good.
You know what say? Oh man, I forgot they have ammo too.
Advance writing letters of condolence.
Look, don't let that guy get away.
Yeah.
He's running. Shoot him!
Twing! There's no way they fly off. I mean, it probably didn't look quite as goofy and like when you're looking at it on the fucking Game Boy Advance screen.
Oh, it did. It's a big part of the charm. You didn't even try to fight back.
Oh, Olaf's sad.
You should be sad, Olaf.
Where
You're getting
Olaf?
people killed.
Yeah. You know.
I don't know if that means no ammo or low ammo. I think it means low.
You guys got fucking betwinged.
They did. Really betwings my twang.
So do you guys have to be on buildings to get resupplied?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crafty. The tanks are just useless, though, if they're all stuck behind the fucking mountain range, aren't they?
Pretty much.
Ah, sucks
They
shit.
can go over bridges.
I mean, that looks... Is there a way for them to get over there, though?
Nope.
Oh, alright then. Alright, this is easy.
Yeah, that's why it's a tutorial.
Cute Warrior.
Puborial? Join me in the pube parlor,
Pube L'Oreal.
because you're worth it.
Yeah, I keep thinking about, like... You know, when you're in the shower and you're running the suds over everything, and I try to straighten my pubes out, I'm just like, can it be done?
I assume so.
They resist it, but they got that shit that black people use to give them, like, straight hair. So I'm like, maybe if I bought that stuff. But also, that stuff looks fucking hectic. Like,
Just use a straightening iron.
well, I have, like, one of those for my beard. But it's, like, kind of for beards. You know?
Well, I mean, what's to say it can't be for pubes?
It's true.
You'll never know if you
And the
never
thing
ever
is,
go.
because it's not one of the pinchy ones, you know, those actually really sort of aggressively get the job done. Whereas with the, you know, the beard one, it's to slowly, you know, because it's just the left side. The left side has like a fucking curl in it. Because just fuck me, repeatedly, you know, I don't get to have like a fucking head that, you know, just doesn't have something mysterious going on with it. You know? There's people out there with their fucking heads that aren't trying to just fucking do shit by themselves. Is there any benefit to having your little guys not on a mountain range fighting the tanks?
No.
Alright.
I don't know if he can drive. Oh, he can.
Oop.
It's like, I wonder what sort of movement that bad boy's got.
Well, between.
That's alright, that was a distraction. Now, see the tank's down here.
That's how war works. You send 4 little red men to go get shot to shit by a tank so you can distract them for long enough for your actual tank team to, you know, deal with them properly. They can't, because, like, you know, they're carrying big piles of army stuff, and that's hard. It's heavy, Aaron. It's a lot of heavy things in the army.
Well, they should invest in a Hulk. Duh. Just atomic bomb some motherfucker?
Yeah, I mean, they could probably, you know, be easy enough to just roid the fuck out of them. Because it's not like you're gonna
Roids
really...
and plutonium.
Yeah.
Just a little plutonium, just a touch in the roids, and you're good. It's like Space Jam with a magic ball. Who doesn't want to be Michael Jordan? That's how they get them to join the army. They're like, hey, do you want to be Michael Jordan?
We have the surgery for that now.
The Jordanson
Yeah.
surgery will transform you
Yeah.
in ways you've never even imagined.
You have to be designated as Trans Jordan.
I'm post Jordan.
Built the
What?
big machine to make people super soldiers, but like someone tinkered with it and now it just makes really good basketball players. Which is good, but not quite what we were going for here.
Now, folks at home, What would you do if you just woke up one day and your significant other was Michael Jordan?
I mean, like, because Michael Jordan's like kind of a nutsack. Like, I'd at least want Shaq because he's funny.
I know you don't get no funny. You don't get no benefit here. That's what I'm saying. The question's not for you.
No, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good thing to suddenly wake up next to shit like fucking Michael Jordan.
No.
Because, I mean, Charles Barkley's funny, but also seems a bit abrasive.
Your options are you get Michael Jordan or R. Kelly.
I mean, like, realistically, you are more likely to get R. Kelly. Like, he's just more likely to be...
That motherfucker's crazy.
...in your house inappropriately.
Because
you didn't know he just kept doing shit.
No, because he peed on some
yeah, that's the last you checked.
And that's the last I knew of R. Kelly. And I'm like, I knew the pee jokes. Like, and then you Google him, and it's like, holy shit, he just kept going. Scandal after scandal after scam after just everything in the books. I think he's still on trial, I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty amazing considering, like, the book started fairly early with peeing on a little girl, you know? Like, that's some fucking...
Yeah.
That's some Game of Thrones level escalation, where it's just like, oh, wow, the fucking hero character dies really early. I guess this ain't... You know, this isn't just like a fucking regular old-fashioned goddamn fantasy book. It's like, yeah. This cunt peed on a girl.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, honest to God, what's that doing for you?
I don't know, man.
What's it doing for you?
I don't know. I could not answer that, for I can't say I've ever enjoyed peeing on someone.
Maybe a wire got crossed and he has to jerk off just to pee, but like, every now and then nut just comes out.
Oh, it's nut again.
Yeah, it's just nut again. Nobody wants nut.
Hell. I mean, he did. That's why he peed on a girl.
Oh,
imagine that, just doing that, waking up. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do today? Pee on a girl.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how it gets there.
Escalation. You know, he's on drugs. He's making money from his music.
Has to pee.
Finally,
doesn't want to get up. It's like,
finally indulge. He's finally got the money to pee on someone. You know, the thing is, he could probably have found someone who wanted to get peed on.
No, again, because it's, well, I mean, like, she was like 16 or some shit.
Oh, God!
Yeah, no, like, that was the big deal. It wasn't like he was just running around peeing on adults. Because honestly, if he had just like, you know, the front row of the concert will get wet. It's like, God. Oh, what with? And it's like, oh, you're new to R. Kelly concerts, aren't you? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, he's gonna piss on you. Like, because I bet you could have a piss on you section at a concert and... You know, that'd be, if it was a big enough, like R. Kelly could have a piss on you section. And people, I think, would stand there for that. People would, you know, you just have the ID thing, you card them. And it's like, yeah, all right, there's the front row of ladies that he just pees on midway through, and it's, you know. Maybe you could do that thing where, like, the stage, like, sort of extends out on, like, a platform thing and could have the pee row kind of, like, nudged up against that.
Ladies, have your piss pass ready.
So it'll be, like, a little more, you know, interactive for the audience watching them pee on them.
What you do, you know how Metallica had the snake pit? So they had Metallica had something called the Snake Pit.
All right.
Now, so they had the stage.
That's a writhing mass of cloned Lars's.
With the drums, and then the guitars, and then they have a hole cut out of the stage, and there's a little pit in there with people, and that's where you pay a shitload of money to be in the Snake Pit, and the guitarists, you know, walk around there, stuff like that. Just that.
Yeah, just pee.
But like. And there's a sprinkler section. You know, he pees into the sprinkler system, and it powers up.
Well, see, now we're getting into Rammstein territory where you're playing, but you've got your dick attached to a hose, and everyone's wondering why that's going on. Yeah.
Urine. Urine mist. Urine mist.
Yeah, really, and like really missed too. Like, just so you have to sort of figure it out.
Oh, shit, man. How are we not more popular on the internet? I'm just going to say that straight now. We're geniuses.
If I were self-important enough to be a musician, and yeah, that's... Am I being finally misted with urine? What are those tubes hooked up to their penises for? Wait a tick!
I'm being misted!
I'm being misted. But it was like, you know, it's gotta be that fucking thing where it's like Cosby and the Sleeping Women, you know, where it's just like, it has to be something about them not knowing specifically, you know?
Yeah.
Which is fucking bizarre to me, but like...
Look, don't try to understand. Just
I'm just compelled to, you know, because I find paraphilias fascinating, and a lot of them are fairly like. A lot of them, it's just like when people say they're going to invent a different language, but really it's just English.
Paraphilia mean?
Like para, so alongside philia is an interest. So like pedophilia, you know, is interested in like kids and stuff.
Gotcha.
So basically, it's an umbrella term for every sort of atypical sexual fascination.
Gotcha.
So you know, feet, people, and
I was not listening to what Nell said.
Nah.
Shit.
Well, you know, you're fucked, aren't you?
I think
She was telling you something about your cars. You know, because yeah, again, like a lot of the time, it's just like feet are my boobs. Oh, okay, and I may not fucking see it, but I get it. You know?
Man, I want feet boobs.
Yeah.
You could be like, they'd be like moon boots. Built-in moon boots.
Oh god, I just realized you were talking about like if boobs were feet. No, but like they see feet, but it's boobs to them.
I know, I understand that, but
I
I'm
don't
just saying.
No, I don't want the idea of walking around.
Too bad, it's there.
God.
Good old boob feet.
Hell yeah, I got boob feet installed. It's really helped my vertical leap. Why are you Michael Jordan? Those boob feet are huge.
Shit. Imagine Shaq's boob feet.
Would each toe be an independent boob, like some kind of tube?
No, they'd be nipples.
See, in my head, the boob foot had to have a nipple on the bottom, though. Otherwise, because what's a boob without the nipple? You know, that's just anything.
Madness.
Then, yeah,
Madness, really.
it could be like a cheek or a butt cheek or like a, you know, an arm. You know, a bit of arm, like.
Yeah, I'll take this.
You know, if you glue a nipple to tuck shop lady arm fat, you can masturbate to it. That was pretty good. Like, those little guys fucking fucked that car up.
They did. So that's the benefit. Like, if you've got defense, because that's defense 2 on the woods.
Okay.
Defense 0. And because we
right,
attack
right.
first, we, like, fuck them up.
Okay.
Oi, I see you down there. Creeping.
Yeah, go fucking... Does being on a building do anything good?
Yeah, defense 3.
Okay. And you can't have two dudes occupy the same spot, can you?
Correct.
Okay.
If they're like, that tank was 4 and that tank was 4 and we combine them.
Oh,
so you
okay.
can combine the same type of
So you've got like a
units.
max. Okay.
So each unit currently has, say, 10 HP for max, and that one's got 8.
Alright.
Oi, you cheeky buggers. Yeah, you better retreat.
Stop it, I was paying rent there. Alright, fucking just, you know. Oh, what? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's 0.
Attacking pretty much first is... the
Surely,
shit.
yeah, but you're in the fucking woods, and they're just
Yeah,
like...
but he's still a tank.
some fucking... Yeah, but like, you're not
got
like
very high
gun,
firepower.
you know, like...
Doesn't matter. Doesn't gonna fuck him up.
Eat some shit.
Yeah, Olaf. What you got, Olaf?
Sup, bro, laugh. Gonna shoot you little Union soldier guys. with
Having
their
Olaf as
fucking
a
Tommy
name
guns for some reason.
would suck. Because you could get Prolaf.
Oh god, prolapse would be good. I had one of those errant thoughts when I was in the shower the other day, and it was just like a flashback to like fucking... Because I didn't get many, because like, you know, the children in my primary school were retarded. But there was like... Someone did get me really fucking good once with like a cruel bullying nickname that did kind of stick, but fortunately it was in year 7, so it wasn't around for long. It was Mighty Morton Power Rangers. And
Woofed.
yeah...
That would have been rad. I would have loved that. I like Power Rangers, though.
Just like, oh,
Mighty Morton.
fucking damn it.
Power
Yeah, like, just
Rangers,
that's the
Mighty
thing, is people
Morton.
could, you know, people could sing it at you and shit.
I'm singing.
And
I was
I-
just singing it to the tune of
Of Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
I like, well, the thing is, I reacted like, you know, I mean, I was surprised someone came up with something. You know, it was part of it. I was like, oh. And then, you know, once you react, it's like, oh, fuck. It's like, you can't go, no, I didn't. Because then, you know, that's just, I'm not owned. It's like, yeah, now you're even more owned. That's just how this works. It's like, well, that's that forever now. Great.
You can cap those, that's fine.
Yeah, that's just Bridgetown. Who gives a fuck about that? That's where, like, the bums go to fuck. I didn't think the guys would be able to just stand on, like, the estuary. Kill some cunts.
Yeah, I'm strategizing.
Let's commit some more crimes! What does, like, being waist deep in water do for you?
Nothing.
Might give you trench foot.
Trench foot, leeches, shrivelly toes.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of boob foot, you got scrotum foot.
Like, just imagine that. Because, like, imagine how long you'd be wearing your fucking boots for. And
Oh,
the
yeah, no.
shit you would have to trudge through. Ugh.
Everything about, like,
War sucks.
basically before the 80s fucking sucks. Like, guys, I've been reading fucking, you know, Fatal Shore, which is about, like, you know, the first fucking white cunts they mailed out here. And that sucked. Every single, like, imagine all the pain and horror of your butthole, but it's over your whole body and inside your body, and it never ends. And also, if you go, ow, my butthole, someone whips the shit out of you with a cat of nine tails. Because that's what that was. It was just, it was endless. Like, you were on a boat, which is just living hell. Like, that's, you know, you're in like a wood fucking cupboard being vomited on, and like, you know, sometimes they open up the air hole, and that's a good day for you, Aaron, is the air hole day open. And when you get out, you're like, oh, okay, I'm finally off that, because that fucking sucked. And then, except you're in, like, literally just a bit of Australia, and this is the first time, like, pretty much everybody that's on that boat has been there, with the exception of, like, maybe 8 dudes. And also, none of the people they sent knew how to, like, run a farm. Because they just rustled up a group of, like, you know, basic, you know, criminals. It was absolutely stellar. Like, the level of she'll be right with, like, the first fleet, off the fucking charts.
Shit, right, mate.
Yeah. Because, like, they had all these assumptions when they looked at the beach, like, when Captain Cook was like, oh, yeah, that looks like good land.
You say
People
Captain
were like,
Hook?
Cook.
Oh. I wish Australia was founded by Captain Hook. Continue.
Oh, yeah, so, like, you know, they're floating along, and, like, they get out and they poke around a little bit, and they, you know, they go, it looks like good dirt. And, like, it is, but, like, but, you know, it's only the topsoil, because the Aborigines will, like, use it for a little bit of shit and then go away for a while and leave it be. Because it's, like, ankle deep, and then it's just clay that does nothing. And, like, so, you know, they were like, oh, yeah, this area will be good, and there's, like, Norfolk Island, which has flax, which is, like, old-timey Bitcoin, basically. And then, you know, they get out here, and it's like, oh, this isn't actually good for anything whatsoever. And, you know, we can send a text, but it, like, takes 6 months to do a round trip. Well.
Fire the artillery.
You know, and even, like, the places that weren't, like, much better, you know? It's the stuff that just happened to you. Like, you got a case of feral butthole. What's that? Well, you gotta shit yourself for hours and then die. Ah.
Yeah, does not sound fun.
How'd I get that? Oh, you drank the water, you fuck knuckle. Ah. Okay, the tanks can't go across the water though, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I knew there had to be some rule about fucking water, because you can't draw water and then just have it just be fucking madness. Yeah, look, Nell, how about you get your ass out here and do some fucking capturing, huh? You can jump on a building.
Okay. So, alright, yeah, there we go.
I'm just too dementedly impatient for these games. And I admit that. I guess this is just, you know. I like fighting games where I can just, you know, get angry and jump in 15 times in a row. on the off chance that you think to yourself, there's no way he's going to jump in 15 times in a row.
Surely, I expected the 14th, but not the 15th.
It's the decades of subpar play, or as I call it, a setup. That's why I can't play chess. There's just that spectrum-y fucking bit of me that needs to be able to perceive every possible move, which is biologically impossible. Like, even the fucking mentats that Russia built can't do that. And I just get angry and play fucking Backgammon instead because it has dice. And it means that no matter how fucking clever you are, good old fuck you for breathing can just happen.
Oh.
Is that tank different? It's got an erection.
Yeah, that's the artillery.
Ah, okay.
See, when tanks get very hard, they become artillery.
I think if I got like, you know, where I was having to use an electric wheelchair, I'd build myself into something like that fucking guy from the Punisher game. You know? He was a stage 2 boss.
That's a wise choice. I would help you. Don't capture that. Oi.
Stop jumping on my building!
Yeah,
Fine.
imagine a soldier just lands on the top
Yeah.
and just goes,
Oh, god damn it.
Stop jumping up there! Wake up, Grandma!
Building's filled with grandmas. They're
Electric.
in the walls.
Electric Grandma.
Scurrying about. Instead of eating the things you leave out, they leave things out. Just fucking biscuits every morning.
God damn it.
Yeah,
It's been bacon again.
You trip over and there's just this weird pile of grandma droppings, which are just all these biscuits just in the corner of your lounge room. I can hear them.
Would you like a biscuit, dearie?
Aaron,
You're so thin.
Aaron, do you see any ingredients? Do you see any ingredients, Aaron?
Nope. Where are they coming from?
I feel
She's
like-
making them out of poop!
I feel like this takes place in the Metal Slug world.
I can see that.
Which, funnily enough, is getting its own fucking little, you know,
I'm so fucking hype about that.
dealy
dude.
whacker game.
It's odd. It's only
They
on
took my
PC.
run forward and tap shoot constantly game and turned it into a goddamn autism simulator.
It's also, I find it odd it's only on PC.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Like, it's really weird because it's a thing you'd think would be, hey, that's going to be on all the consoles as well.
Yeah.
No. It's like, okay. I will not question you.
I mean, usually it's the other way around, you know? This thing's gonna be released on consoles. Okay. Maybe PC.
Yeah. No, straight up just PC.
Oh, fuck your little tanks. Fuck your little tanks. Yield to my mighty erection. Oh, that was Olaf sad. At least Olaf looks sad that he's sent men to their deaths. Like, Nell just looks like kind of embarrassed. And she's also way too happy. Like, she's just too happy with the situation here.
Well, men are dying.
Yeah.
That makes her very happy.
She's some kind of, you know, Valkyrie.
You can't see below. She's like masturbating right now.
The screams of war are the only thing that can get her there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want those fucking buildings back, you nutsacks.
Yeah, attack me. Come on, do it.
Yeah,
You
bring
won't.
it. I'm in a house. Oh, I just finally realized I got their own little erection tank down there. I haven't even noticed that.
Yeah.
You'd have thought they'd have been making that thing, I don't know, do something. Like, I'd have thought maybe having your fucking boner tank, you know, fly up and... Because it could be hitting your boner tank.
Yeah.
Well, not now where it is, but like... I feel like it could be doing something. It's gonna be interesting when you get... Because this is still like fucking training mode against Olaf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, you're gonna have to actually fight people who I think will fight back.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be... Because this is what I mean. Then you're having to do strategy against a computer, and that's like... I've watched way too much sci-fi to believe I can win that engagement.
This game was insane, dude. Like, there was... Because there'd be, like, hard mode and stuff.
Yeah.
Depending... And it would crank up the AI and shit. And you'd have to... There'd be challenges of having to win... Well, not challenges,
And a
but...
certain number of moves and things.
Yeah, and like before you run out of fuel or stuff like that. And there was just this one level that was notoriously for being hard, and I could beat it in an absurdly small amount of turns. And I remember just Rocco going to every one of his friends and being like, "This is the guy who can do it," and everyone was like, "Holy shit, man!" I was young and I didn't care about girls. Of course, I got time for strategy. for you.
I see you out there with your boner.
Because he can't get, like... They've got a firing range. So if I get in between that, like, he can't do anything. If I get up close to him, see, I can't do shit to you. So it's like, well, you're boned.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Damn it. I'm just too erect. Yeah, it's like trying to pee with a hard on.
Yeah,
It's kind of...
it's going all over the seat.
You kind of got to do that thing where you stretch it, and it's not bad, but it's just like, this is getting into hairy territory.
Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. Hercules Morse, big as a horse. I don't know any others.
All I remember was Harry McClary, because he was always licking his chops. I don't remember Hercules Morse, but I'll just take your word for it. I'm going to assume he was one of those big things that looks like a Great Dane, but with more mass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like just one of those...
Or actually, he could have just been a Great Dane.
Yeah, see, I'm worried it could have just been a Great Dane, but I just sort of also figured that might have been a little, like, you know, standard for a children's book that's, you know, going on about, like, Scotty Terriers and shit. I gotta look that up later.
I'm looking it up fucking right now.
I gotta fucking figure my fucking Harry McClary lore. We just have one blue boner to deal with. We should catch him. Are we not doing prisoners in this war? Is that not a thing?
Everyone has to die.
Like that's no.
Harry McClary.
That's generally not how this is done, unless we're fighting like Imperial Japan.
There's a list of Harry McClary books here, and just one's called Harry McClary's Bone, and I'm just like, yeah.
It has
That's another one.
different
Schnitzel
meanings.
von Crumb,
Jesus.
Slinky Malinky,
All right,
Scarface Claw,
don't remember that. The power. Who was
Schnitzel
the-
von Crumb with a very low tum,
Is that a
Bitzer
sausage
Maloney, all skinny and bony,
Okay, what's the big one that you were
Muffin
talking about?
McClay like a bundle of hay,
All right, I don't know what that
bottomly
is.
pots covered in spots,
Jesus.
Hercules Morse as big as a horse, and Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy.
I need to see what the fucking... yeah, no, it is...
It was a mastiff.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but it's like, I just call them that big knucklehead dog because their head is just a fist, which I do appreciate. Oh yeah, there they all are. Yeah, there's the cat and the Dalmatian. Those things are some, like, amusingly clumsy animals. Because, like, my second cousin's fucking moon unit of a blue heeler Jazz, like, my brother and I, because this was before the internet existed, got it into our heads that we were going to try and trip him over. It had occurred to us we'd never seen a dog, like, trip. And so this involved, like, you know, tying up ropes and calling him and shit. And, like, the frustrating part is it's not like he just saw the rope and jumped it like you'd expect, you know, a competent animal to do.
Yeah.
Like, he'd come barreling into the fucking room because, you know, he had two brain cells that both had the speed force and were fighting constantly. And hit the fucking rope that we'd so cleverly tied. Do what should have been trip and fall over, but just harness pure spastic energy to somehow get his legs underneath him again. And so we'd get like these things that made us think it was possible, you know? Oh, we just gotta refine the system of ropes. Never could get the bastard. Then there's these big honkin' things.
You just needed more ropes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, yeah, these days, you know, I'd probably, you know, like that fucking training scene in that movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones in it, where they've got like those ropes everywhere that are designed to be like the fucking lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that, but just with like, probably not, you know, too much vertical, and I don't think that's necessary. Like, I'm not trying to trip a cat over here.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, she dips beneath lasers. Oh, well.
Did anyone, like, is there a reason a laser's gotta be a dot and not like, you know, one long emitter, you know? Like, can
I don't know, man.
I cannot not because I just have like laser wall. And this
Yeah.
is like, you know, no fucking.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, and like no, you know, it doesn't. I don't care how bendy you are, woman. You're not getting through that. You know, unless you've got some kind of mirror suit or some bullshit.
I mean, she is Catherine Zeta-Jones, though.
Yeah. They're just like, oh yeah, look, we've just got fucking lasers going every which way, and it's like, well, you know, if you just had like, you know, even if you couldn't get like, okay, all right, like J cars out of the one big long wall emitter, it's like just get like 30 or 40 of the little ones and line them up and create effectively a wall. Because like a woman can't fit through a 5mm gap. And I've seen some of those little things like squeeze into some fucking tight spaces before. Like you know.
That's why we gotta breed them with cats. Cats are liquid.
You're basically talking about Japanese lady wrestlers.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of the shit you've shown me. It's just fucking it's nutty.
Fucking unbreakable little critters.
See the big chonky tank up the right?
Yeah.
That's a bigger tank.
All right.
It's a medium tank. Medium tank.
Ah. Like fucking
Fuck
just.
you, Olaf.
It's not very cool of you, Olaf. You know, just gonna fucking get some building jumping going. Can tanks not capture? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Can't make a tank jump. I suppose yeah, a tank can't go floor to floor, exterminating everybody inside.
I mean, it could. That's the future. Spider tanks.
God, that'd be something.
Ah, that would be fucked, man.
Just like a tank, but like small enough to sort of not comfortably and with a lot of destruction. It's cleaving through walls and shit, but it's getting down like a stairwell in an apartment complex.
Yeah.
You know, just, now I got this to deal with.
Well, it's either gonna kill you or it's delivering pizza. It's the pizza robot.
Yeah. We have to just all right. Look, just put down the anti-tank rifle for a second, because it might have like a Domino's insignia on the side, and that means dinner's here.
Oh, it's Pizza Hut. Shoot it! Shoot it!
Yeah. If it's the hut, then it must be destroyed, because.
Stop shooting me, APC, you bastard!
Ow! I'm assuming if that thing explodes. Okay, so that. Are there people in there?
So, no, not at the moment.
Alright.
But you can put people in there and it can resupply ammo and fuel.
Alright, cool.
But now, you're fucked.
Wombity wombity.
Goodbye. Yeah, you better be sad, Olaf. You just sent 8 men to their death?
Was it worth it, Olaf?
Now I've got your shit. He's still hurt.
Citizens of Domino's, lay down your pizza. The Hut Empire wishes you well.
Look, you've got...
Nell just looks so smug when you don't take away any other units.
Yeah, she's a smug bitch.
Run away! So, how does that resupply work? If he drives through a unit, you get, like, the resupply, so you gotta, like, get him to physically be moving around?
So you've got to be next to it.
Okay.
So it can resupply any units close to it. Yes, move towards the artillery. So in capturing is good because obviously it heals you and gives you ammo.
Well, naturally.
I'm gonna get this tank out of here. Actually, can it go all the way back? We'll do this. We'll load this here. Drop that guy there. And the tank. Ah, I can't make it anyway.
Zoom!
Hooray, tank! I don't think this is... we'll see what happens. I do have 2 defense. That's pretty good.
What's the best defense in this?
I assume the capital.
Alright.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's, you know, I'm wondering what gets you far. I'm assuming there's some other form of tank or some shit.
There'll be something, yeah.
Can you destroy bridges in this?
probably not the first game. I think you can in one of them.
You
'Cause there
destroyed
was-
Jeff Bridges in this?
Yes.
Sweet.
Smug bastard. I think because there's this one, there's the second one, there's 4 I think in total. There was 2 on the DS, 2 on the GBA. I think.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, please do.
Let's answer this question using the power of the internet.
Wow. The internet. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Not Switch. Fuck you. I don't care about the new game. Series. There. How about that? That's what series. There we go. Okay.
Shoo bop bop. Shoo bop bop.
Please stop.
But Gabe, shoo bop bop. They fucking. You remember the
Yeah,
end of
this
that
has been-
movie?
Okay, like the first release was Famicom Wars in 1988. So
Oh Jesus.
yeah, no, this has been going for a while.
I forgot there was a fucking NES one.
The Wars series, known as Famicom Wars and Advance Wars, is a series of military turn-based tactics video games usually developed by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo. Yeah, Advance Wars was the first for the North American market. So there's Famicom Wars, only released in Japan. Game Boy Wars, only released in Japan. Game Boy Wars Turbo, enhanced version of Game Boy Wars with better AI, more maps, and Super Game Boy support. Super Famicom Wars, only released in Japan. There's probably like translations for these too.
100%.
Game Boy Wars 2 for Game Boy Color. Game Boy Wars 3 for Game Boy
Jesus.
Color. There's like most of the games were before this.
That's insane.
Advance Wars 2001. Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising 2003. Advance
Strike.
Wars Dual Strike.
Yeah.
2005. Battalion Wars.
That was the Wii one.
Yeah, GameCube.
Oh,
it was
GameCube.
kind of a spin-off rather than a direct sequel.
That's right.
And then Battalion Wars 2, and then I'm assuming the post-apocalyptic one, Advanced Wars Days of Ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one. Before the reboot.
Days of Ruin, that's the one. Killed the franchise for most people.
Yeah, Battalion Wars 2 was on the Wii.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one whose like box cover made it look like one of those like mobile game ports.
Yeah. I don't think reach it up there, can it? No.
God damn it.
I know what I can do. Aha! Genius. Let's load this into that. Load him up there. We'll drop him over there. Ha ha ha! Gonna use you as bait.
But I don't want to be bait. Shut up, soldier.
You are now bait.
Yeah.
That is your name.
Welcome to the 4th Bait Battalion.
This is the master baiter.
Day 8. Olaf's one big fucking tank just isn't doing anything. And you're not fucking... Ah, yes, that's what you're doing. You're getting old, bigger action Dave into a mountain to... That is a big... I mean, imagine seeing a tank as big as it. That's gonna fuck some shit up. Oh, look at that. Those are just metal slugs. You can't fool me. I do love just like Metal Slug's whole thing. We've come up with this amazing weapon. What, a fucking tank?
A personal tank.
Yeah, fits a guy in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those like people make that shit on YouTube now in Russia for fun.
I don't think Russia's a good standard to hold anything to, though.
Well, no, but I mean, not a standard, but like, it's doable,
I know. The tank's also going to fall apart.
Like,
It is powered by
Yeah.
vodka.
Russia is Earth's dash cam.
The most Russian thing I ever saw was just the cow in the back of that fucking Mini.
The best part was the guys filming that just laughing their ass off, and just the fact that like you could see the cow looking around and being sort of just as kind of confused with the situation as anybody else. Yeah, like I don't think it was like a mini in terms of the actual car, but it was a small it was a compact.
Car, yeah. It was kind of like my size car, like a hatchback.
I'd have been uncomfortable in the back of that, let alone a cow. Like not like a calf really. Like I don't think it was a full-grown adult yet, but also because like one time at the city farm, there was a dog wandering around, and then later in the day when I was really high at mood, and for like a fraction of a second my brain broke, and then it turned out it was just one of like a calf that was like that kind of like tawny brown, you know, and it just like, you know, you see it walking around, it looks like one of those fucking big galoot dogs, but as a puppy, because they get their legs first, you know, you see them walking around, and it just then we just go and my brain is and yeah, it was just a fucking cow. That I reckon we could get into the back of your car. I mean, it'd be an odd experience, and I don't think it'd be fun exactly, because like I'm not sure if the cow would be okay with it, and I think if the cow would just sit down and be chill, I think it'd be okay.
But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I just feel like it's going to be distressed for most of it. And that, but I still think that's feasible. This was like, this was the cow that you're not going to fucking mistake for a dog ever, because it's now it's cow-sized. Except it was just crammed, and you can just see this little eyeball peeking out like, ah, why am I here? God, there's helicopters?
Mm-hmm.
I can see now why you were kind of annoyed that you had to do the fucking, like...
Tutorial?
Yeah.
Because it goes forever.
It really does.
And
I feel
like, yeah, they should have just literally been an option. Hey, have you played this before?
Well, I feel like a lot of these could have been compressed into one thing rather than making you do a whole fight every time, you know? Like one of them could just be, do a move with this. This is the erection tank. It can't shoot close to you, but it can shoot far. Do you understand that? Yes, because you are a fucking human with like basic spatial relationship understanding. It's like, oh, okay, well off we go then. Like what the fuck are you trying to teach with this degree of like tutorial? Because like look, and I say this as someone who's not good at strategy. Making me do this is not going to get me to fucking be good at strategy. You gotta teach me the things and I have to bumble through it.
Yeah.
You know, like capture things, that's important. All right, yeah, that's information I need to know. You could have had capture and then like, all right, you've captured a thing, on to the next tutorial. It's like, oh, okay. And then like at the very end, it's like, okay, here's all the shit. Olaf's gonna like try and fucking, you know, hear the lamentations of your enemy's women. No way, because that'd be his wife. You hear the lamentations of your women.
He wasn't supposed to have the move over there.
Gonna steal the Lamington.
Oh, fuck.
Steal the Lamington recipes of your enemy's women.
How dare they? Those are my Leamington recipes.
Those are jealously guarded secrets in Queensland. I feel like Olaf's being aggressive here.
Yeah, you can. I've got his HQ down here, so if I just capture that, I win.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, Olaf, you know, like... I feel like there's a strategic point to be fucking made here. I feel like Hannibal had to learn this the hard way. That is something nuts about, like, old-timey wars. That was going on for years. You know? It's kind of like how there's that mouse plague in, like, Victoria now, and that's just a thing. Or, like, instead of, like, a plague of mice, it was, like, a bunch of Carthaginians and, like, some other dudes just wandering around just ripping shit up when they came across it.
Wait, what?
Like, the Punic Wars between, like, Rome and Carthage.
Oh.
That was where Hannibal fucking, you know, marched over the Alps.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because it was like, all right, last thing anybody expects is us to just walk over this fucking mountain range to pick a fight with Rome. And then they were like, well, surprise, motherfuckers. And then Rome did this thing where they were like, all right, well, we're just going to throw all of Rome at you at once, and good luck dealing with that. And so they did this thing where they buckled in the middle, and then all the Romans walked into the middle. And then they realized that the problem with being, like, in a big donut like that is the Romans in the middle can't actually fight, because they're just in there, and then they just slowly kill
Big Roman
all.
mosh pit.
Yeah, and, like, so all you had was an effective rim of Romans that the fucking, you know, army now
shit.
surrounding them was, like, perfectly capable of dealing with. I remember reading accounts of shit of like people burying their heads in the ground and like jumping to snap their necks. Cause it was like, yeah, well, cause it was like, a day, like 24 hours. It took hours and hours and hours to manually kill your way to the center of the creamy center of like the Roman pile of dudes. And like you were just there for like, you could just see them, like they're over there, like that's happening, and they're just slowly getting their way in. I can't remember his name because Rome gave him like the mean fucking nickname of the Delayer. But like, it's kind of like why Rome became Rome, because like Hannibal's marching around outside, right? And while he's, because like right now you've got Olaf being Hannibal at you with all this shit. And it's like, oh, it looks like a lot of stuff. And like, yeah, and every time we send an army at him, he beats us. And then so this guy was like, all right, well, I got this idea. Let's just not send any armies at him. And so they just pulled everyone into the Roman city and just said, fuck you. And so now he's just wandering around like the countryside with an army that he can't, he's running out of food and pay for, and who are getting bored and just want to go home because nothing's happening. And while that was going on, they were like, right, well, let's go get Carthage. Which was fucking crafty. Yeah, the dude that came up with that strategy, I can't remember his name, but he got called the Delayer. So it was just like, hey, come out here and fight. It was like, nah. Yes. No. Well, you're gonna just admit defeat? No. I've killed I've killed like 1 out of every 3 people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. No. It was wild shit.
Yeah, man. Olaf, you never fucking win. Just fuck off home.
What's going on down there? Fuck off with your jets.
Jets counter helicopters.
Okay. I mean, fair enough, because like, what the fuck's that for?
I don't think they can, that's a bomber. I don't think they can shoot land units, though. The jets.
I mean, that might be a thing now, because I suppose that's why they have helicopters. Because like, I mean, I just like, because those jets go fucking fast these days. And I know they have machine guns on them and shit, but I bet there's a whole thing where it's just like, there's no way you could probably get a jet going that goddamn fast to like target like, oh yeah, get that. There's Dave down there. I mean, you can probably get a cluster, just fire at a cluster of dudes and like create enough fucking damage, I suppose. Oh wow, well, that guy's got 2 boners.
Goodbye. That's what you get, Olaf. Being aggressive dick knob.
Yeah. You were here having a good time where I was beating you repeatedly. And now, you just fucking had to go get an Air Force.
Thanks, Nell. Do you want some strategic advice? Yes. Look out for the units. Thanks. Look out for these units. And it's like, no fucking shit. Alright.
Thanks, Nell. Fucking house mentat, bitch. What was that?
I think that was the.
Oh wow! Look at all this.
You
get like a Pokedex that fucking tells you about shit.
Yeah, so it can only attack copters and planes, whereas the bomber can only attack infantry and sea.
So it takes big dumps.
See? Okay, just gotta avoid pretty much. This is a transport copter.
So you can like sit it down and make it pregnant with men.
Yeah. Ah. Oh no, never mind.
There'll be a mod of this somewhere where all the, unit transports are pregnant anime girls.
Well, I think Wargroove allows you to make your own custom units.
What's Wargroove?
Wargroove is essentially the spiritual successor of this game.
Okay.
It was made by an indie company, but it essentially allows you to use units of like anything. So you can do like, futuristic units versus old Civil War and shit like that.
That can't be a fair fight.
No, it's really cool. I don't know the extent of the customization, but I know it does. It's pretty cool.
Like, 'cause I mean, even prior to World War II, guns were like not great. If you went back in time with like just a good gun, you'd be like, oh, that guy's fucking. Look at that guy's gun. The bullets go straight. Or just like a fucking glorified catapult.
The anti-airs are good against infantry as well,
Yeah,
but they lose to tanks.
Okay. Because it's just machine guns.
Oh.
What's that helicopter in the bush doing?
He's just hanging out. You know?
Is it a killing helicopter or a pregnant helicopter?
A killing.
Alright. Do different units get like different effects on defensive things? So like, can like a helicopter beat like the defensive thing of like a building or some shit? Because it can like strafe the windows and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like that should be a thing though. Maybe they added that in the sequels. Although really, this is like the fucking what, 8th game in the fucking series? We should do that for the next one. We need to take, because you were like, oh yeah, this is like the first Advance Wars game. It's like, oh no, we need to take Aaron on like a fucking time travel journey
I
through
want to play the NES
Advance
one.
Wars. Well, I mean, like, look, we don't have to play the NES one for long because I'm sure that it will be absolutely arduous. But like, also, really, I mean, you know, what could really have changed that much? Like, it's just, you know.
It's pretty simple, yeah.
Yeah, it is a simple game style that has been effective for centuries, really. I mean, when you think about it, chess is just Advance Wars, but with dolls. They should make a chessboard for, like, amiibos that, like, does shit.
Also, look at the dumbass, what he did down the bottom.
Are they out of fuel?
Yep.
So they can't go anywhere.
Nope, they're gonna crash.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was fuel and shit.
Yeah, each unit has fuel. That's what they have to resupply. They have to resupply health and fuel.
Dipshits. You're not very good at war, Olaf. Like, you're gonna fucking, hey, don't know that.
That's what happens, man. They just have brute strength with, like... You bring in shitloads of troops and you can only go so far till some motherfucker thinks.
Stop shooting my pregnant belly flopper.
Ugh.
Are pregnant women allowed to do the belly flop? I don't know if that's
I
okay.
don't think so.
Stop that, visual brain.
Thanks, now. You suck. Come over here.
Olaf, I would like to control your units.
Battle copter.
Helicopters are nuts when you think about it.
Yeah. 100%, dude.
Because, like, planes were just ridiculous for ages, you know? Like, what are you gonna do? Well, you know, we're gonna make this thing that's, like, not just heavier than air in a sense where, like, a different gas can be heavier than air, but, like, heavy. Heavier than fridge, you know? We're gonna have heavier than fridge flight. Fuck you gonna manage that? And then after that, someone was like, alright, like, okay, so you got your thing that, like, fucking spins on the front. I'm just gonna chuck one of those cunts on the top and see what happens. I do love how many people, like, you know, got injured testing that shit.
Oh, dude.
It's just, imagine, like, just your shitty home fucking airplane design. Just, alright, well, time to give this a shot. Because I think there's video of it of some guy dying testing his parachute from, like...
really?
Yeah, he jumped off, like, the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, man.
And...
That's a bad thing to jump off. To test.
And like the parachute just does not work whatsoever.
Oh,
like
no.
it's just a guy leaping off the Eiffel Tower with like a flag trailing behind him or some shit. Like this is just what it looks like.
Dude. That's fucked.
Yeah, just boop.
Did he want to die or did he really think it was going to work?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm assuming just a weird mix of both. Because that was, again, like, you know. That was back when shit like this could still be done with just like a fucking kerosene engine and, you know, a lack of life options. Because there's not really much that can be done like that these days. Like, no one's sitting at home trying to go, oh, okay, I'll nut out my own gravity drive and get like an FTL thing going. That's not happening. You know, no one's gonna fucking, oh yeah, I'll take this thing that we use to power a fucking tractor and, you know, see if I can make it fly.
Yeah. People are... There's too much design and also things you can search.
Yeah.
Like, you're connected to the world, so you can be like, hey, did some nut try to do this? None of it worked? Okay.
Yeah. Does this work? No. All right.
On to the second plan.
Yeah. Does this work? Nah, fucking cunt died like a dozen times.
And then his son came back and tried, and he died too.
Yeah, it was just... That was less tragic. By that stage, it was just kind of funny. You know, like, someone's gonna get, like, some kind of electric car engine and, like, you know, a fucking wing and just be like, oh, yep, there's some... I made space travel work.
No, you did not.
Well, it's like maybe there'll come a time when something like that fucking, you know, happens, but we're a ways off that, you know? Well, there's not the basic shit sitting around yet. You know, because something like that basically happened in fucking, whatever the fuck it is, The Expanse. Like, the guy that invented a drive that's super efficient, let him get about the actual, you know, solar system good. But the problem was it was, like, too good.
Oh.
So, like, the fucking pushback because of the, you know, gravity was, like, too much for him to switch it off.
Ah.
So he just got crushed and zoomed out into space.
Damn. How cool.
Yeah. But see, like, we don't have a spaceship to tinker with, let alone, you know, the fucking, you know...
No, I'm sure NASA will let us have a look, poke around, you know?
Yeah. Look, just let me try some shit, alright? I know you've got, like, a bunch of fucking nerds looking at this
I'm an
day in and day
Australian
out.
scientist.
Yeah.
You cannot disprove me.
I've been to university, you can check on everything.
I'm part of the Australian Scientist Association. Sounds made up. It's not.
Australian Research and Space Exploration, that's...
There you go.
Arse.
Also, that guy didn't take the bait and come over and attack me.
I know, I don't think you can bait Olaf at this point. Like, that's my problem with a lot of these games is like, because you think, oh yeah, I want to bait. You can't bait a machine, you know?
You say that.
Ah, fuck, I was wrong. Olaf, you fool! You fell for his delicious little boy meats that you get to shoot.
And now...
I don't want to do that now. Like, what can I fucking, you know...
You can strap... What if you get the boomerang, right?
Alright, I'm
and
with
you get a little rocket on and you put it on either side, facing opposite, then you throw it and it goes... propelled with rockets.
Alright.
And then if that works, we get a giant one.
That's a dangerously good idea.
Thank you.
Because I feel like we could buy a boomerang and my housemate does rockets.
There you go. Holy shit. I'm pretty sure I have a boomerang somewhere.
Yeah, because you can just buy model rocket engines, which are just a one
That's
bit.
insane.
Yeah, like there's kind of rules and shit. Like, and they sell them at like the fucking model and hobby stores. So they're in this like really weird place where your average feral lunatic just isn't gonna fucking go.
Fair
like
enough.
you have to walk past a bunch of like model train trees and shit. And like that's just such an effective barrier. Yeah, it's funny though, cause like, you know, he's doing like, I don't know, engineering and like some minor in like geology or some shit, right? So like, I was selling something on Gumtree at the old house, and you know, it was one of my old bits of, I think it was like an exercise bike or something I never used. So it was in the downstairs area, and there was like my little exercise area in his workshop sort of zone. And, you know, it was one of those moments, and I complained about this like previously. It was just like, oh right, yeah, because I look like a domestic terrorist, but like I don't unless a few other little bits and pieces are fulfilled, and then I really look like a domestic terrorist. And there was just this moment where the dudes looked over and there's like literal rockets, like with those like fucking the little tail feather fins and shit on them. You know, like the fucking ammo packs you expect to see for rocket launcher in a fucking game. Just that sitting over there, and then this. That by itself would just be like, oh yeah, my fucking housemate's into like rocketry and shit. It's like, okay. But it's just like, me with my little, like, because it's just me and this other dude, so it's just like what looks like, oh yeah, here's the home workout area, a fucking, you know, what looks like a missile, and because of the geology minor, like a map of Queensland with these concentric rings with different colors that were meant to have something to do with like the soil type or some shit.
Fucking great.
But because, you know, fuck me, it looked exactly like an explosion radius, like this is where the damage will go.
Oh, don't worry, you're out of the radius.
Yeah, this is a moment where it's like, here's my exercise bike. Here's where I, you know, train to kill all of you.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even get through the tutorial. There's 5 more. Like,
that is
like, I understand it's a complicated game, and they're like,
still.
but like, you know what? Most of the things in the very last one, like advanced units and shit, don't come up till later in the story. So just let me start the story. You know, if I get confused, I can always I can go to the training mode.
We'll let them show you what the fucking unit's doing, and then go, there you go, on to the next unit, rather than making every unit a stage.
I guess
like,
they are making up for like 8 games from the fucking NES.
Yeah, but still, like other, you know, the shit they're explaining is not inherently super complicated. Like, it's the applications that create the complexity and then therefore the fun of the game. You know, but like, the shit itself is not like, oh yeah, I'm not like fucking having to think about, you know, much. It's just, oh yeah, here's dudes. Here's dudes on building. Put dudes in pregnant helicopter anime wife. There's not like, it's simple. Simple.
I visualize things way too much.
Yeah, just imagine like a helicopter, but it's a pregnant anime girl.
Yeah, I
and then soldiers are just piling out the back of her. You know, like one of those big Hueys.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I've seen that exact photo on the internet. That's the thing is, like, do you follow Swift on security?
I think so, yeah.
Because they post really interesting things, and then just every now and then, just
Plain
like,
porn.
Yeah. Prego plane porn and shit, and like anthropomorphic.
No, because I remember the anthroplane thing, because I remember running across that, like I think prior to even Twitter existing.
Oh yeah.
That was around the same time as like there was like a very specific blog that was all dragons fucking cars. And like the cars, the dragons, were like slightly anthropomorphized. Not like with a, you know, the body, but like they had like, you know, kind of human intelligence and eyes and expressions and shit. But they were otherwise dragons. The cars, just cars. We're not talking like cars as in Disney's Cars. We're talking cars as in like, you know, parking lot. In your garage. Yeah, in your garage. And then there's just a dragon stuffing it in the tailpipe.
Yeah, fair enough.
For some fucking reason.
Dude, just no. I don't need to see that.
Well, it's like I've discovered, because I follow a few art accounts on Twitter. And I've discovered now that if you follow, there's like a weird 6 degrees with art accounts where you are always like 6 clicks away from someone who exclusively draws the rifles used by various forms of totalitarian governments as anime girls. Yeah, it's a very... Yeah, and because there's always a thing with any kind of artist. I've gotten to the habit now of like clicking on them. It's like, okay, are you going to be just a regular perv, or is there going to be like a concerning degree of fascist like iconography going on here? Because it just
porn!
It just pops up. It's a weird crossover.
I'm glad that shit doesn't come up on my timeline. Like, that's the thing, is I don't follow many art accounts.
I mean, yeah. It's my fault.
That's the thing is, as soon as like when Twitter started hitting that
because they're just
lewd
slightly
patch,
horny accounts,
like really hard, and everyone was like,
they're not full horny accounts.
Yeah, no.
Like they're just there's a few specific accounts that don't draw porn exactly, but just draw girls in a way. And a lot of them are women. Women are very clever at drawing women that are in a horny way that's not like just, oh yeah, here's the flange, you know. And I like that. I like that kind of. Yeah, well, no. See, not even that. It's not overt. It's just a way of drawing like skin that you can just see the softness in it. So it's like the entire thing is boob, but not.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just that, and then that's just nice to see on the bus occasionally. But like every now and then there'll be like a retweet of a retweet, like several layers deep into this fucking bizarre little layer cake, and it's like, yep, there's someone who only draws shit to do with like the fucking, I don't know, conflict between the Turks and the Greeks from
Remember
like
when we found that plane girl on YouTube?
Oh yeah, that's right. The YouTube one.
Because that was like at 2 a.m. and we were browsing just like deep in YouTube.
Deep into YouTube is one of my Deep into YouTube and Not Tim and Eric are probably two of my favorite subreddits because, like, this is what I mean, like about stuff where just it's earnest and it's real, and holy shit, does that make it better?
We found this video of this girl dressed as a plane.
And like, weirdly good.
Yeah.
Like, still not good enough to not be horrifying, but you'd need to just look like a plane. Like any level of plane with like a clearly...
You'd need like a like $5,000 cosplay suit.
And even then, like, the problem is any vestige of girl still
less
visible.
Than you getting 10 seconds of airtime, I'm not interested. If you're like I'm dressed as a plane and you can fly,
off I go. Yeah,
I'm in. Fuck, sign me up. I'll fuck some planes.
That's my heavier than air flight. It's getting like plane girls to be able to fly. See, I've
the hill we're dying on.
Yeah, no. See, this is my faster than light drive. It's like getting some absolutely barking mad Jewish girl who dresses as a jet to get just 6 clean minutes of flight.
The best part about this video of this girl is she was blowing out candles on a cake. It was just like, none of it was like, I'm a plane, like this is sexual. It was just literally normal shit.
And that's the
it was
most
just
worrying
like, oh, it's
part.
my birthday. It's like, it just, every part of it was like, none of this is staged. This is a real video. This is her filming it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all natural response.
The best ones are when you see it, it's just like, oh, there's like, this person's been making like a video a day for 6 years and they've all got like 4 views. It's just like, oh. It's like, there are people who have like who are mentally ill or fucking properly mentally handicapped and really shouldn't have a YouTube account.
No.
They have YouTube accounts
Because that's
where
the
they're
thing is,
just
anyone
insane.
can stumble upon these and write shit on these.
Yeah.
Comments to these people, and these people aren't going to interpret these in any which fashion.
Well, that and the problem is some of them are objectively the funniest fucking things you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, one of them, which will just be burnt into my soul forever, is this one guy, like, microwaving a glow stick because it's like fucking Taylor Swift's birthday or something. Like, and it's this one specific, and again, this guy is a guy who has some severe level of like autism. Like, I think he's able to like put on clothes and shit, but he is butt fucking sane and just there's no value to him having a fucking YouTube account except to just be, holy shit, look at that. Because like, again, or it's just like he'll be in these feuds, and I got a friend that like has watched loads of these and has like picked up weird little details that repeat. So it's just like he's got some weird problem with his uncle. And then like, but just like, yeah, just the fucking, just batshit and crazy shit. Like, yeah, just microwaving a glow stick because Taylor Swift did a concert on a certain day instead of just another day.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another guy who reviews films based on like what days they were on and always gets upset if they weren't on a day that would have made them exactly like several years after the first film or something. Yeah. No, here's another one that's like legitimately fucking nuts.
Oh
Just
man,
videos a day.
I feel for these people.
I just like I mean, like, it's
I wanna see
probably
if I
an
can find that
outlet.
plane go photo.
It's probably an outlet that's like, okay, but like,
Is it a healthy outlet though? That's the question.
yeah, like we're still waiting on a lot of data in terms of what this fucking, the post-2006 explosion of, social media is going to have done to us. Like, we're starting to get into that territory now. I'm just really hoping that like the later generations were like, just not as interested, because just that to and fro of generations, whatever we do, the younger generations will think is not cool, which hopefully holds, because God help us, there's nothing else. It's just nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find this video eventually, but I don't think it's gonna be very hard, because the thing is about finding a video like this is they have no tags, because these people don't upload them.
You'll
with
have a
tags.
weird fucking description and that's it.
So
Yeah, it was like me and my dick ear, although some guy did find that for me. Someone actually found the thing that was like this guy bouncing back and forward.
Did they say where they found it?
Yeah, no, it was like, I think the second page of a search that I didn't think was going to bring like ear fucking, because I was just worried I was going to get lots of pictures of dicks fucking ears. And this very specifically wasn't an ear being fucked. It wasn't sexual. So I thought I could come at it from like sort of more the meme side of things as opposed to the explicit weird boy
What's your
porn side
problem?
of things.
There's your problem right there.
Well, I just, like, because I've been in the situation before where it's like, hey, you've been looking at like just hardcore gay porn for like 10 minutes, trying to find something that is admittedly very funny and is just an absolute dream to send to people without any context.
Look.
But like, so far, all you've seen is a bunch of hairless butts.
You don't have to tell me, mate. I searched for that drill in the arse picture for a long fucking time because the guy just with his like just lying by the pool with the drill in his ass.
Yeah.
Because it was the whole drill.
Yeah, like, I don't think it had a bit on it. Like, that's the crazy thing, is you think a drill in the butt and you think there's some kind of, like, dildo on the drill
Yeah.
bit. And it's not. Like, there's not a bit. There's just, like, half a Makita up a guy's butthole.
Yeah, just hanging out, power cord, off it goes.
My favorite is the real old rotary phone receiver, just the one earpiece up the butthole and then just, operator, put me through to 4chan.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that's from ages ago, but fuck, it made me laugh.
All right, this has been Advanced Wars. This is what the future looks like. This was World War III. Tell your kids.
So grim, colourful future.
Keep It Classy is proudly sponsored completely by its fans. We thank you for your support.
It expanded somehow. I'll have you know.